Hello everyone, this is Father Brian Ingram at St. Lawrence the Martyr in Sayville. Good to see you, or rather to be seen by you. Today is the afternoon of Monday of Holy Week, an especially beautiful spring afternoon, which really belies all of the suffering and the distress and the worry that so many people are stumbling through as we experience this pandemic together. The gospel for this particular day of Holy Week is one that I've always found particularly beautiful. It's a very poignant story of Jesus being with his friends, Mary and Martha and Lazarus, and others in their home in Bethany, and having his feet anointed by Mary, not Mary his mother, but rather Mary the sister of Lazarus. And I'd like to share that gospel with you, and then to share a sung meditation with you. It's something that I do every year. If I'm celebrating the Mass in place of a regular homily, I like to offer this musical sharing called Said Judas to Mary. And I hope that you find it meaningful and maybe a little bit uplifting on this Monday of the most sacred week of the year. So first I'd like to read the Gospel for today, which is taken from St. John. 6 days before Passover, Jesus came to Bethany, where Lazarus was, whom Jesus had raised from the dead. They gave a dinner for him there, and Martha served, while Lazarus was one of those reclining at table with him. Mary took a liter of costly perfumed oil, made from genuine aromatic nard, and anointed the feet of Jesus and dried them with her hair. The house was filled with the fragrance of the oil. Then Judas the Iscariot, one of his disciples, and the one who would betray him, said, "Why was this oil not sold for 300 days' wages and given to the poor?" He said this not because he cared about the poor, but because he was a thief and held the money bag and used to steal the contributions. So Jesus said, "Leave her alone. Let her keep this for the day of my burial. You always have the poor with you, but you do not always have me." The large crowd of the Jews found out that he was there and came, not only because of him, but also to see Lazarus, whom he'd raised from the dead. And the chief priests plotted to kill Lazarus too, because many of the Jews were turning away and believing in Jesus because of him. The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. I was introduced to this beautiful piece of music by a classmate back in the seminary, so that's going back over 30 years now. And as I said, whenever I have the opportunity to celebrate Mass on this Monday of Holy Week, in place of a regular homily, I like to impose on the congregation as I sing this little piece a cappella. Not that I'm especially proud of my voice, but it is very beautiful, very haunting, by a composer named Sidney Carter. Goes back to the early 60s. And again, it's called Said Judas to Mary. Said Judas to Mary, "Now what will you do with your ointment so rich and so rare? I'll pour it all over the feet of the Lord, and I'll wipe it away with my hair," she said. "I'll wipe it away with my hair." Oh Mary, oh think of the poor. This ointment, it could have been sold. And think of the blankets and think of the bread you could buy with the silver and gold, he said. you could buy with the silver and gold. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I'll think of the poor. Tomorrow, she said, not today. For dearer than all of the poor in the world is my love who is going away, she said. My love who is going away. Said Jesus to Mary, your love is so deep. Today you may do as you will. Tomorrow you say, I am going away, but my body I leave with you still, he said. My body I leave with you still. The poor of the world are my body, he said. To the end of the world they shall be. The bread and the blankets you give to the poor, you'll know you have given to me, he said. You'll know you have given to me. My body will hang on the cross of the world. Tomorrow, he said, not today. And Martha and Mary will find me again, and wash all my sorrow away, he said. And wash all my sorrow away. Sidney Carter said Judas to Mary. Just especially beautiful and I think so meaningful for us as we're moving not only through the most holy week of the year, but also as we're being called on to love one another extravagantly, as Mary does express her love for Jesus in such an extravagant and lavish way in the gospel. Let's ask the Lord, of course, to give us hearts that are eager to share ourselves, even in the smallest of ways, with one another, to lift one another up, to encourage one another, to comfort those who are sick, to pray, of course, for all of those who are close to death or who have died, to pray for our medical professionals, our first responders, all of those who are literally sacrificing themselves, placing themselves face to face with this awful disease in order to bring comfort and care to the Lord's body hanging on the cross of the world, as we hear in this beautiful song. I pray for you today. I pray for you every day, and I hope that this is not only a very beautiful, even though so extraordinarily different, Holy Week for all of us, but an opportunity for you to grow even more deeply, more intimately in your intimacy with the heart of Christ. God bless you all.